The Food and Drug Administration issued new marketing rules for gluten-free foods. By this time next year, foods labeled gluten-free must have less than 20 parts per million of the protein. And that amount is generally low enough not to make people who have celiac disease sick. Until now, there have not been any regulations on gluten-free labeling. Registered dietitian Lindsay Proctor joins us tonight. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much, Sean.
For our viewers who really aren't sure, what exactly is celiac disease as it relates to gluten?
So celiac disease is an autoimmune disease that someone is born with or can develop later on in life. And what happens is when someone with celiac eats gluten-containing foods, their bodies produce antibodies that attack their own lining of their small intestines, which compromises the absorption of lots of nutrients, can lead to nutrient deficiencies, osteoporosis, all kinds of additional health problems. And gluten is the protein that is found in any wheat, rye, or barley. So people with celiac disease will want to avoid gluten-containing products, as it's the really only treatment for the disease.
My sister has celiac disease, so I've heard her complain about getting sick even after eating foods that are labeled gluten-free. Explain what this new rule will mean for people like my sister.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that she's still having complications. So the new rule will mean that, that there's a standardized labeling now for gluten-free, because up until now anyone could say, you know, their product was gluten-free depending on the ingredients, but there was no standardized definition from the government. So now with the FDA release of this, the standardization of it is that any product now labeled gluten-free or within the year, like was said, that it will have to be mandated, cannot contain any ingredient from wheat, rye, or barley, can also not contain any ingredient derived from any of these grains, such as wheat flour. And in addition, the gluten-free labeling will mean that no ingredient can be derived from any of those grains that has had the gluten removed if there is still more than 20 parts per million of gluten in the product.
Sounds like it's going to be a big victory for anyone with celiac disease or just, you know, concerned about having something with gluten in it.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge victory. The American Celiac Association came out and, you know, is thrilled with the new mandate.
All right, registered dietitian Lindsay Proctor, thanks so much for coming in tonight. We appreciate you breaking that down for us.
Thank you.